This video is sponsored by Secrets. You'll have to wait to find out what they are. Hello my lovely friends, it's Margaret, and today I'm coming at you with my October TBR. Now if you remember in September, I didn't really know what I wanted to read. Like I had a list of books, I was like, maybe I will get to these at some point this month. This month, I am much more focused. I know what I want to read. I know what's going to be happening. I have a project that I am going to be doing that I'm very excited to be starting. I will not tell you what that project is or which of these books will be on it, but I do have a project that's I'm excited about this. Like I really, really like this idea. I think it's going to be a way to do something that I've been struggling to do for a long time, and just do it in a way that is totally me. So without further ado, I will be getting into the books that I will be reading for October. First off, I definitely have some that I absolutely have to read. One of those is The Throne of Fire by Rick Riordan. So if you don't know, the Dinnerman Gods, Anonymous Girls, and I have moved on to the Kane Chronicles. That's what we're reading in our Rick Riordan read-along book club thing that we are doing. The live show for the Red Pyramid, which we read in September, will be on October 5th at 7 p.m. I don't know when the live show for this one's going to be, but I will put it across the screen. Hopefully we'll have decided that by then. If not, I'll put the information in the description box as soon as it becomes available. And you can also follow the Read DA Twitter for that update as well. I can't really tell you what this one is about, but the Red Pyramid starts out with Sadie and Carter. They are siblings who were kind of separated after their mother's death. Sadie, because she was younger, has been staying with her grandparents. Carter was a little bit older and so was able to stay with their dad because their dad has a job that requires him to move around a lot. And then their dad goes missing in the first book, and so it's up to them, they have to team up together to figure out what's happened with their father. It's Rick Riordan. I love it. It's amazing. This series is highly underrated. Just gonna say that. The next book that I know I'm gonna be reading in October is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe and I will be buddy reading this book together. We both are fans of the ACOTAR series, so we're interested to see how we're gonna feel about this. This is her first book. So this is about Selena Sardathian, and she's an assassin, I think, but she's in prison, and then she gets offered the chance to get out of prison if she competes in something, I think, or becomes the king's assassin. I don't entirely know. I'm reading the book. Does it matter? No. And then the final book that I'm most likely definitely getting to in October is The Stars We Steal by Alexa Dunn. I'm going to be buddy reading this with Alyssa from Books with Alyssa J. We actually became friends because we both loved Brightly Burning. I was able to get my hands on a couple of ARCs and I sent one her way, and so now we are going to be buddy reading this book together. I'm excited for it. It's going to be amazing. Ha! I cannot wait. This is Jane Austen meets The Bachelor in space. Like, I am all about the retellings in space. The main Jane Austen that this is about is Persuasion, but she said that you have kind of threads from other Jane Austen books as well. So I'm really excited to kind of dig in and see what those are. So speaking of Alexa Dunn, I'm also going to be reading Jane Eyre. So if you don't know, her first book was a retelling of Jane Eyre in space. Like I said, I'm really liking the in space retellings. And it's been a while since I've actually read the original, so I felt like since I'm going to be rereading Brightly Burning in November for Vaultathon, because that is our group book for Vaultathon, I wanted to reread Jane Eyre. I will also, because our group movie for Vaultathon in November is Treasure Planet, I will also be rereading Treasure Island, because I wanted to be able to like actually compare the two since I've got two retellings this round. That's not a requirement for Vaultathon, but like I wanted to be able to do it since I'm hosting the readathon and running it. And now getting into the final bits of my TBR, I'm going to be reading Horse Crazy by Bonnie Bryant. This is the first book in the Saddle Club series. I was that girl in middle school, the one that was way too into horses. And so I read a lot of Saddle Club books, but I don't know that I've ever actually read the first one. So I'm going to give a shot to the first one, and I'm going to read that. I'm also going to be reading The Boy in the Black Suit by Jason Reynolds. I read The Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds a little bit earlier this year, and I wanted to give some other of his stuff a try, so I picked this one up. It sounds really, really interesting. It's a book about Matt, and he has been wearing a black suit since I believe his mother passed away. And his friends are kind of wondering, why are you always wearing this black suit? Is it because your mom's dead? What they don't know is that he has actually gotten a job in a funeral home, so he shows up to school in this black suit and goes straight from school to work. So this recently came on my radar, and I wanted to pick it up and take a look at it and see if I liked it. The next one that I want to read is This Mortal Coil by Emily Suvada. This is one that I've seen the audiobook floating around on Scribd, and it's got a vaguely interesting plot premise. is that the word? Premise. A vaguely interesting premise. I believe there's something about like DNA involved and genetic engineering. I'm not entirely sure, but I need audiobooks every month, so I'm going to be reading this one. Also, I'm going to be picking up An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. I've been wanting to get to this book. I also want to get to Sorcery of Thorns sometime soon. However, An Enchantment of Ravens is actually like on my list of books I need to read in 2019, so I'm trying to make some progress on that list. I haven't been doing the greatest at that. I'm also going to be trying to read Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. This is another one that I can get the audiobook on script, so I'm going to try and get to this month. I'm not entirely sure what's going on in this one either. I believe there is some sort of like dimension hopping or time travel. I don't know. I enjoyed The Darkest Minds, so I decided that this would be a good one to try as well. I'm also going to be reading The Way of Shadows by Brent Weeks. I've had this book for forever. I've been considering unhauling it because typically when you see fantasy written by dudes that is kind of packaged like this, it's hit or miss for me because you never know. This was published in 2008, so like you never know when this is going to be like really good or it's going to be rife with misogyny. However, I have a friend who like is very much like does not like books that are rife with misogyny who likes this one, so I feel like I'm gonna give this one a chance. I have no idea what it's about. I just trust my friends' tastes, and also there was a time where I was really into fantasy like this. I'm sure when I purchased it I read the back. Oh, there's assassination. Okay, that sounds magic and assassination. Yep, that sounds right up my alley. And the final book that I would like to get to in October, I don't know if I'm going to get to this in October, but I'm going to try. The final book I would like to get to in October is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Maharan. This is like about, it's like, I don't know if it's historical fiction or if it is fantasy, but basically it's about a girl who is a witch. She can do magic, and she has to leave her coven for some reason, and she moves somewhere, like she's hiding from them, so she moves somewhere where magic is illegal. And then there's a boy that's a witch hunter, and something happens. I don't know what, it doesn't tell you what happens, but they end up having to get married. So I'm feeling like this is going to be a hate to love type thing, and I'm here for that. Margaret here to let you know that I forgot the most important book that I am going to be reading this month, and that is, hold on. There we go. I can't see with my hand. The Wicked King by Holly Black. This is the second book in the Folk of the Air series. The third book is coming out very soon, and like, listen, I've been waiting for this book. It's my most anticipated, apparently it's my most anticipated release of the year. It wasn't at the beginning of the year, but that's because it wasn't coming out this year until like July. I will be buddy reading this with one of my friends who I grew up with because she just started this, well, she just finished The Cruel Prince, and she's just been waiting for me to get the audiobook in from my library before we start listening to this one. So yes, I will be rereading this because I love it, and I'm ready for the next book to come out. So those are all of the books that are on my radar for the month of October. Honestly, maybe more than I should have on my radar for October, but like some of them are audiobooks and some of them are short books, so maybe we'll be fine. And maybe we won't be fine. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button. I make videos 2 to 3 times a week about books and writing, and I would love to see your lovely face here on a regular basis. If you want more of me, all of my social media will be down in the description box. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye! So without further ado, I'm just going to get into the books that I'm going to be trying to read in September, October. One of those is what is it? Okay, Selena? Is it Selena?